Hey everybody, welcome to your weekly reading for June 13th to June 19th. I want to quickly thank each and every one of you for supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. Now let's find out what Spirit has in store for you this week. And hello Aries, glad to have you back. And if you're new Aries, welcome to the show. And let's get started, see what Spirit is talking to you about this week. So we're starting with the Three of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Next we have the Seven of Swords. So, Aries, a lot of challenge for you this week. The Four of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So very nice power card to go along with all of these other cards. Let's start with your challenge. We have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is one that says it wants to remind you that you need to keep moving forward. Don't allow yourself to be trapped by any negative thinking. And that's something that we all have a tendency to do. So Aries, don't give in to that. That is actually not in your nature. But you may have had some struggle going on. This week, more struggle might be coming to you. So just remember that the Three of Swords is telling you don't give in to that. Make sure you keep that positive mindset. Know that it's you've got to work through it. You've got to keep things moving. The Knight of Swords also speaks to that movement, that strong, fast, just not worrying about it. You've just got to keep going. You're going to be seeking those rational and logical solutions to your problems. And you might be moving a little bit quickly to get to a solution. And because the Three of Swords is saying that, yeah, you're having a little problem. Feeling like you need to move quickly. You need to move forward. You do. And the Knight of Swords is saying, yep, I want you to go forward. I want you to move very quickly. Don't worry about the outcome. We got to get to that goal. So you have to remember that you do need to temper things. You need to stop and think. So even though the Knight of Swords is in your reading, I would say that because at the same time that you're moving forward and acting, very quickly to achieve your goal without considering the outcome, you are also using or seeking that rational and logical solution. So that means that you are kind of keeping your mind together. You are, even though you're kind of in a hurry to come to the end and to get that goal, you do understand that some due diligence needs to be done. You do need to start doing your homework, doing your research. You can't just jump into it. So just be careful balancing that, Aries. And then we have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is speaking to clarity and strategy. Being able to think about things before you share them. Think about what will this mean? So the Seven is kind of balancing that Knight of Swords, saying, maybe you need to make sure you know what path you're traveling, you know what your trajectory is, where you are aiming. So even though the Knight of Swords is encouraging you to just go off and just do it, the Seven of Swords is saying, yeah, well, no, we need to use our strength of mind and use our ability to have a strategy together to get to that end goal. If that makes sense to you. So even though you are feeling very much like you want to give all of your energy to getting to that goal, and no matter what the cost, no matter how you have to get there, the Seven of Swords, your other challenge card is saying, no, let's get a plan of action together as well. We can get to that goal quickly, but we need to have a plan of action. So very nice balance between those two cards right there. And by doing that, you are not going to be stuck in that negative mode of thinking. You're not going to thwart the idea of keeping it moving. positive movement, move forward. So now let's look at the one action card that you have, and a very nice one it is. The Ace of Wands, the top of the suit. It speaks to inspiration and potential new beginnings, growth and expansion, new ventures. So Ace of Wands is saying, yep, whatever you're going for, whatever you think is a good idea right now, Aries, let's go for it. And we will be successful with this because you have potential for new beginnings. You have that potential for expansion and growth with the Ace of Wands. So that's an action card that's saying go for it. So very nice with the swords. And then we have our pentacles, our money cards. The Nine of Pentacles is speaking to good luck and prosperity and comfort, being able to appreciate what you already have and having that mindset so that you always feel successful. So that would also temper that Knight of Swords, that feeling, that insistence that you have to move quickly to get that goal. Well, you're pretty content. You know things are going okay. You know that you're already doing well. You appreciate what you already have. So you won't feel as prone to getting it done as quickly as you can. You're fine with it. You're fine with it. There's time. There is time. And then we also have the Queen of Pentacles that also speaks to that sense of tranquility and abundance. Remember, we were talking about that abundance that's already going on here. So this is just saying more of the same. Abundance is already there for you to the point where you feel like you can help others. You feel like there's plenty to go around. So whatever it is that you're shooting for, whatever it is that end goal, the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles are saying, yes, your finances are going to be in good order. You are already feeling like a success. So having that feeling that you're already successful is going to be very useful to you and very good for you in the long run, and also good for other people around you. You are going to have that sense of strong generosity. And then we have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is speaking to time of contemplation, being a little distracted in the emotional realm. So you just have to remember that with all these things that are going on with you, whatever this project is, whatever this end goal is that you have, don't forget to pay attention to and remind your significant other, your partner, that they are equally important, that they are just as important as they were the first day you met. Lots of times when you're in a relationship, you forget to remind people that they are still very important to you. And yes, you are providing for them and all those things are good, but the emotional, the creativity, all the things that go into a good, strong relationship might be lacking. So don't forget, in the midst of all this trying to get to that end goal, and maybe even getting stuck a little bit in the negative thinking, you have all of these wonderful things that are going on, that sense of abundance. So remember to keep your emotional abundance. Very important. And on that note, and to end with your Hierophant, your lovely power card there, you want to make sure that you seek advice. If you're having trouble with this one, with the ideal of your loved one, perhaps not being completely cared for. Like I said, things are probably going very well as far as financial, things that are a necessity, but the things that aren't, the little nuances, oftentimes having someone who is just a very strong leader or very spiritual and very aware of those kinds of needs, that is an excellent person to turn to help you keep those home fires burning, to keep that emotional charge in your relationship. So don't be afraid to seek out your Hierophant. Usually they are very closely linked with the Taurus. So in that case, if I always say reach out to your Taurus as a strong male figure who you trust as a guide or a leader, someone who's very traditional, because sometimes that's just where you need to go. Tradition. You can always branch out from, you can always have a nice variation, but tradition is usually almost always a good place to start. So that Hierophant is a perfect person for that. So that is what I am seeing for you this week, Aries. Thank you for joining me, and I invite you to tune in for my Weekend Energy show, which airs this Thursday. And as always, essentially, we all have a divine purpose. Embrace the universe and live your dream. Until next week, here's wishing you health, prosperity, and positive relationships. Farewell to you all.